2025 was absolutely abysmal when it came to the Orioles trying to drive in runs, hit with runners in scoring position. Anything offensively whatsoever, this team just really lacked it last year compared to some of the other teams. But I'm going to kind of dive into this video and see what went wrong, what they did different compared to other teams, and how can they get better going into 2026 with a new staff? Was it the philosophy last year? Was it the players? Was it the injuries? Or was it everything all combined at once? Let's take a look. So the first thing we're going to go over here is the 2025 stats as a team. You hit 235 average. Obviously, you can see it's 24th. 305 on base percentage, 24th. 394 slugging, 19th. 699 OPS, 21st. 284 BPAP, 22nd. 251 doubles, 17th. 19 triples, 16th. 191 home runs, 11th. 643 RBIs, 25th. 484 walks, 23rd. 1,457 strikeouts, which was fourth most in the league. 121 steals, 13th. 24.2% K rate, third highest. And a 33.4% hard hit rate, which was eighth. And you go into runners in scoring position, man, it was just as ugly. Struggled all year to score runs. 234 average, they were 27th. 308 on base percentage, 29th. 408 slugging, 18th. 716 OPS, 23rd. 289 hits was 28th in the league. 457 RBIs, 22nd. 51 home runs was 10th. 357 Ks was 4th. I think we all remember those. And 41 sacrifice hits was 16th. Now, I kind of want to just show you quickly what their swing path tilt averages were. So 72.2 mile per hour bat speed was 7th. 33-degree swing path tilt was 10th. Pretty much most of the league is between 33. Some are 30, and I think 2 are 35, which was the Dodgers. Most of them guys swing up. 11-degree attack angle, which was 6th. Pretty much everybody in baseball is 11. 1-degree attack direction, which just means that's where they're pulling. So 1 degrees is the pull side, which was kind of, you can see 20th, which was low in baseball. 2.7 inches versus the front of the plate. Where they're making contact with the ball was only 2.7 inches in front of the plate, which is ranked 18th. And then a 7-degree stance angle. So most teams in the league are actually pretty open, and the Orioles at just 7 degrees are ranked 27th. Now, I want to look at some monthly changes here because John Mabry did come in and make some significant changes to this team, but then we also traded some guys away. Now, I'm not discrediting the fact that injuries derailed almost everything a part of this team in 2025 because we had, 30 different guys take at bats last year, which is incredible. But just to kind of see what Mabry came in and did differently. So this is just average bat speed. June 1st is when I usually say John Mabry came in. So when he started to kind of be able to get the hit with guys, you can see the bat speed kind of fluctuated March, April, May, and then June. And then after Mabry was there for a little while, it started to creep up pretty decent there. September, October was actually really good. Now, if you go to the attack angle, it's kind of all over the place. Most of these teams were the same. So I don't really put too much stock into that, but you can see that Mabry tried a bunch of different things with pretty much the entire lineup. Now the attack direction, remember I was saying that they only did 1% pull? Well, you can see that, basically by the time Mabry got there, he was like, hey, let's get the bat head out in front early and let's try to pull the ball. They weren't doing that early on. Versus the front of the plate. So remember I was saying this is where that ball crosses and the bat crosses at the same time where you were making contact. Remember how many ground balls they were hitting early in the season? You see why. Pretty much the end of June, July, August, September, you can see where they started actually hitting the ball better. It wasn't always in the ground anymore because they were hitting the ball out in front of the plate. They were getting more backspin on the ball. The batter center of mass is basically how far the bat crosses the center of the body. You can probably see why they were hitting the ball into the ground early on. They were hitting the ball too deep in the zone. John Mabry came in. They started catching that ball out just a little bit more in front. It would have been pretty fun if we would have maybe kept this team together to see what could have happened. But, I guess you can't really argue the packages they got back. But either way, depth in the box, you could tell they kind of messed with it. See how, guys moving in, forward, backwards, whatever. They were trying things. You got to give them a little bit of credit. Now, I want to talk about what they did versus fastball. So they had 672 hits, which was ranked 23rd in baseball. 105 home runs, was ranked 4th. 343 Ks, 11th. 13.9% K rate, which was 12th. 275 average, which was 7th. Decent. 463 slugging, 18th. 20.4% whiff rate, 6th. So they were swinging through a lot of fastballs. 47.4% hard hit rate, 8th. All decent numbers. Now, we get back to off speed here. So we're talking changeups and whatnot. 167 hits, 13th. 19 home runs, 20th. 206 Ks, second most in baseball. 27.2% K rate, second most in baseball. 188 average, 29th. 335 slugging, 24th. 34% whiff rate, 4th. They were swinging through a lot. 35.5% hard hit rate, 13th. First curveballs, pretty bad. 78 hits, 27th. 14 home runs, 91 Ks, 23.3% K rate, 237 average, 416 slugging, 29.1% whiff rate, 37.2% hard hit rate. We knew their struggles against off speed. This was maybe a little bit better than I expected versus curveballs, but it was still pretty bad. Versus sliders, 292 hits, almost near dead last in baseball. 51 home runs, not great. 324 Ks, creeping up there. 26.1% K rate, 4th most. 237 average, pretty terrible. 421 slugging. 31.7% whiff rate, horrible. 39.2% hard hit. So how do you get better from here? What can Dustin Lin and Donnie Ecker come in and do to get these guys in a better position? Now, hopefully it's, I kind of look from what they were doing from 23 to 24 to 25. These guys that used to be kind of a little bit spread out and they were up, back in the box a little bit. Each year they got a little bit more taller. They got a little closer to the plate. They were swinging up a little bit more with a swing path tilt. I think in 23, they were 31%. This year, they were at 34, 33, 34 on some months. So they were definitely trying to hit the home run. I know a lot of fans said this for a while. The evidence is here. The philosophy was, I believe, to swing up on the ball and try to generate some power here. What we're going to have this year is more contact and backspin. The ball is going to find its own way to get out. They're still going to have attack angles and whatnot, but I think we're going to see, trying to pull the ball a little bit more, get up in front of the plate, hit the ball out in front, create that backspin, hit the ball hard. I think they're going to open them up just a little bit more. They've been around a 6 degree to 7 degrees since 2023. I think they're going to open these guys up just a little bit more, maybe spread some of them out a little bit more, get a little bit more balanced in their set, and hopefully we just see better numbers all around. I mean, you got to get the core of this team going, and if they don't go, it doesn't matter what free agent you bring in. I mean, they can't carry everything. So you got to get the core of this team going. Everything rides through them. Everything rides through them. So hopefully these new guys come in here, they take a look at these same things that I'm peeking at here. Look at film, see what you can adjust, break it down by month, by year. When did Cowser hit his best and what was he doing? When did Adley hit his best and what was he doing? What did they change and what do I need to change back? And then hopefully we can get these guys back on track. But if you guys like this kind of thing and you're in this kind of content, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later.